guys, welcome to this week's edition of the Coffee and Hero Show. This is coming to you a little later than normal. This is our What's New Into the Store This Week section, and plenty to get through. Just a pre-warning in advance, there may be a little bit of noise in the background. Recording this Wednesday morning, and there's a little bit of building work going on at Smithfield, never a dull moment. But jump straight in with a little collaboration between Viz Media and Marvel. This is Deadpool Samurai, the first volume of a brand new manga series. So yeah, I mean, we've plenty of manga fans in the store. We're always trying to get good number ones in, new starting points for people, and obviously if you're a Marvel fan, great starting point. So Deadpool Samurai. Next up is the Serial Omnibus. Now this is from an acclaimed creator called Terry Moore, won Eisners for all kinds of series, predominantly known for Strangers in Paradise, Echo, and also a series called Motor Girl as well. So this is the complete series for Serial. Slightly thinner omnibus from Abstract Studios, but pretty gorgeous edition. When Zoe's friend falls victim to a female serial killer, Zoe vows to find the killer before the police and deliver her own razor-edged justice. But the clever assassin proves to be hard to find as Zoe follows a trail of bodies and few clues left behind. Then she turns into Liam Neeson from Taken here, using her own unique set of skills. Zoe closes in on one of the most dangerous predators in the human jungle. Can Zoe track down the killer before the police? So suspense thriller there, Terry Moore, that is Serial. Next up we have volume 2 of Time Before Time. Of course, this is the Looper meets Saga image epic from Declan Shelby, Rory McConville, Joe Palmer. This covers the complete second story arc as well. Great stuff. I mean, you only have to look at the reviews on the back from some of the great creators around, Kyle Higgins, Christopher Campbell. I mean, this does very well amongst the critics. We've had a lot of people with the pull lists as well, so great to see it hitting trade now. A few trade waiters out there. Next up is AWA's latest title, which is Telepaths. This is from the world of Resistance, which of course is AWA's sort of superhero world within the AWA universe. J. Michael Straczynski writing here, and then Steve Epting on art, of course well known through Captain America Winter Soldier, amongst many other things. But I read this as well. This was great. So yeah, that's 6 issues all in one, and again that $10 price point. Next up, and a nice bit of symmetry as well, cover-wise, we have the first trade in this week of House of Slaughter. So of course this is the sister series to Something Is Killing the Children. You may remember the Something Is Killing the Children cover was blue and black with this sort of, ominous looking ones with Erica Slaughter here. Well, this time it's not so much. This is Aaron Slaughter at the front, but it's got this red effect, but nice little bit of symmetry there. So yeah, first arc, The Butcher's Mark. Next up, we have the first collection of Future State. So this seemed to be the sole survivor of the 2-month Future State event. It's a series called Future State Gotham, predominantly written by Joshua Williamson, although Dennis Culver does a lot of it as well. And it's done in an almost manga style. It's black and white art, it's very dynamic, it's very fast-paced, very futuristic. And it might be one, again, for someone who's looking to dip their toe into manga, just because the style very closely mirrors it, although it is the traditional reading left to right, as opposed to right to left with manga. Next up we have New Mutants. We're up to volume 2 now for, I think it's Vita Ayala, doing their take on New Mutants. This collects New Mutants 19 to 24, so we just continue to add to that X-Men section. If you're ever looking to get into the Jonathan Hickman stuff, we try to keep every trade over there, whether it's the Reign or Dawn of X stuff or the individual titles themselves. Definitely a big one out this week that I'm very much looking forward to is The Ghost in You. This is the latest in the Reckless series of books from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. These are always fantastic. They don't come out in single issues. This is strictly a graphic novel release schedule and format. Always hardcover, always lines up beautifully. For the OCD people out there like myself, spines always line up really nicely as well. And yeah, that's top of my reading pile this week, even ahead of single issues. Another one here from Boom, or more pertinently Boom Box, which is Boom's sort of younger reader label that they go for. This is a series called Mamo. This was a 5-issue mini-series from what I remember, and they've now collected it into graphic novel form. Slightly smaller again, so I think I've explained this before, but it's a case of, being aimed at a younger audience, smaller hands, more comfortable to hold, hence why they shrink it down a little bit here as well. So cartoonist Saz Milledge, who did The Lost Carnival, a Dick Grayson graphic novel, makes her astonishing debut in her first original graphic novel that answers the question of how we all reconcile our responsibilities with our dreams for our own future. So yeah, that is a complete mini there. A couple of older bits and pieces coming in this week as well. So Jeff Lemire had a quick run on The Sentry for Marvel Comics. they don't hide it that this entry is essentially a Marvel Universe's version of Superman, do they? So yeah, this was Jeff Lemire, as I said. It was a 5-issue miniseries. Kim Jacinto on art, Joshua Cassara did a little bit of fill-in art as well. So that is the complete 5-issue mini. Where I can, I always order in the Ultimate Spider-Man individual volumes. They are tricky to get, you know, they'll be all over the place, but just in case there's some of you guys out there who are piecing it together bit by bit, this is volume 14, which very timely comes with the Ultimate Universe's version of Moon Knight as well. So this covers Ultimate Spider-Man 79 to 85, of course from Brian Michael Bendis, and then Mark Bagley on art. Then we have an interesting little range of stuff here. So we'll kick things off with Jessica Jones' Blind Spot. This was a 6-issue miniseries that came out around 2 years ago. Really enjoyed this. This was to do with Jessica Jones comes to her office, I think, and there is a body lying there, and it was a woman who she had helped a couple of years ago in a case. So she sort of sees it as she failed to save her, so to speak, so she starts looking into her death. Great little 6-issue mini. Really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm a fan of the character. I'm a fan, certainly, of the show as well. In this iteration, Jessica Jones is married to Luke Cage. They have a child. Yeah, really good stuff. And then the ones that we've got a little bit of a range of this week, I did a bit of research into a series, or an imprint, I should say, of Marvel called Marvel Knights. This was started back by Brian Michael Bendis back in the day. It was almost, I suppose, their version of what DC does with Black Label now, although these are set in continuity, unlike Black Label stuff can be. But it was essentially a way of telling more adult stories with established characters, and it was taking mostly street level characters, but there are a few exceptions as well. So you start off there, Christopher Priest and Mark Teixeira doing Black Panther. This was a full series called The Client. You then have Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one I've taken even for myself, simply because it's written by Grant Morrison. I didn't realize he'd done Fantastic Four. Jay Lee on art. Then you have Marvel Boy, also from Grant Morrison, J.G. Jones on art. And then a couple of Daredevil volumes to finish off with. You have Daredevil Underboss, Brian Michael Bendis, Alex Maleev. And then from David Mack and Joe Quesada, Jimmy Palmiotti as well. You've got Daredevil Parts of a Whole as well. So those are always complete one-off or complete volumes of stories. And again, they're told in a more adult tone as opposed to, you know, the in-continuity stuff, which is maybe a bit more family-friendly, shall we say. Onto the hardcovers and omnis, which, as you can see, there's a good few this week. First up, we have The Avengers hardcover of Volume 2. So we're continuing on with the Jason Aaron stuff here. David Marquez on art, also Ed McGuinness doing a few issues. This seems to be set around a lot of War of the Realms. We've got issues 13 to 21 in here, and also the free comic book day issue, Avengers and Savage Avengers as well. So this has everything from vampire mythology, Ghost Rider's demonic history. You got She-Hulk in here, you got Black Panther in here. A lot of good stuff, and that is the second hardcover of Avengers. Next up is one I've got on my own pull list as well, and you can probably tell by the size, it's more of a European feel and flavour to this one. It's a series called Asphalt Blues, and it comes from this imprint Humanoids, which seem to specialise at the moment in more European-centric fare. They adhere more to the format. They're always complete graphic novels as opposed to individual issues. The creator on this one is Jawan Salun, and I thought this sounded great. I remember pointing it out when it was in the previews book. I had it on the previews board as well. When star-crossed lovers are catapulted into bleak and separate futures, they begin to question the meaning of their lives and whether they are more intertwined than they realise. 2038, it's been 13 years since Nina and Mick split up, but have both since rebuilt their lives, but at what cost? Nina lives with a powerful man who's jealous of her attraction to others, while Mick's wife suffers from severe depression. The two former lovers don't know it, but their daily lives remain intertwined, each moment intersecting with another, culminating in a deeply poetic and sensual exploration of the disenchantment of love. And again, the art preview pages for that was phenomenal. A couple of big bad boys now. So back in print this week is the War of the Realms Omnibus. As you can see, this is a chunky bad boy. Speaking of Jason Aaron, of course, Russell Donnerman was the main series artist on this. But this is an Omni that honestly is, I think it's around 1,400 pages thereabouts. It has the main War of the Realms series, which of course was one of the 6, but also has the likes of Omega, War Scrolls, Strike Force, Giant Man, Journey in the Mystery, Spider-Man, League of Realms. Way too much for me to talk about. But yeah, this is a very comprehensive take on War of the Realms. We do have the trade, just if you fancy the main series, the main 6 issues, but if you want the full epic, that's the way to go. Next up we have Moon Knight, very timely of course. So this is Moon Knight Volume 1. So we're going right back to the start of the Moon Knight stuff, which of course kicked off in Werewolf by Night. So you've got Werewolf by Night 32-33, some Marvel Spotlight stuff, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man stuff. You've basically got a whole ton of things that is just Moon Knight, because you've Moon Knight 1 to 20 in here. Then you've got all of those fleeting appearances at the start through Defenders, through Marvel 2-in-1, through Hulk, that kind of thing. And again, really comprehensive. So, the talent involved here, Doug Moenik, Bill Sienkiewicz, tons of great stuff there. And again, very timely given the success of the show. Next up we have Doctor Strange, again very timely. This was a complete omnibus series for Doctor Strange by Jason Aaron. Jeez, he's everywhere this week. Jason Aaron and Chris Bacalo as well. I believe it was around 20 issues. And then you've also got the annual and Doctor Strange Last Days of Magic. So Jason Aaron and Chris Bacalo work their wizardry to revitalize a Marvel icon and spell misery for the Marvel Universe. The relentless Empirical are coming. Every mage and mystic will feel their wrath. Every talisman and totem will be destroyed in their wake. As Earth's Sorcerer Supreme is Doctor Strange, solemn oath to stand in their way. Defeat is unthinkable, but so is the price of victory. Strange always knew magic comes at a cost. Now with his greatest foes waiting in the wings to exploit any weakness, he's about to learn how painful it can be when the bill finally comes due. So that is again another complete run there. But for me, the omnibus of the week is without a doubt, and shock hard, bat related. Well, it is and it isn't. So it's Gotham Central. So this is one of my favorite comic series of all time. It's Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka working together. It's Michael Lark's artwork predominantly, though there is some fill-in work from Stefano Guano and Kano. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. It essentially looks at the idea of what it takes to be a cop in Gotham. You know, you've got this weirdo in a bat suit running around trying to do your job outside of the law. You've got these killer clowns. You've got these cat jewel thieves. You've got guys who love riddles. You've got this penguin man walking around. You've got a former DA who's, split personality now. It's all about how do you become how do you live your normal life in Gotham City, have a successful career as a cop, uphold the law, and maintain your sanity. Absolutely phenomenal. It's genuinely some of the best work DC did in years, and I think it was around 40 issues in total, so plenty to dig your teeth into. I mean, Batman makes fleeting appearances in it, but it's things like, the main character is a character called Crispus Allen, so it'll be things like he'll knock on Jim Gordon's door, and as he's walking in, he'll see Batman go out the window because Batman doesn't trust any other cops except Gordon, that kind of thing. I always hoped that that's what the Gotham TV show was going to be, but it really wasn't. But anyway. So all in this week. As I said, these will all be on the shelves by the time this video hits, which will be Wednesday night. But again, I always just like to get these videos out there, give you guys a look at what's coming into the store just in case you can't make it down to us. So as ever, anything appeals to you, get in touch. We'll always get you sorted. I hope you enjoyed this video, hope it proved useful, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the store soon. So take it easy.